Hey kindergarten, it's me, Mr. C, and I know that we kind of said goodbye to the letter people. We'd sent them off to letter people land for their summer vacation, but they called me up and they wanted to know if they could come and have a conversation with me because they've been kind of confused lately and a little scared about the way that the world is working and the things that they're seeing on television. So we all came back, and I'm hoping that we can have a discussion, but that you can also say things that might make them feel better and maybe understand the way that they're feeling. They can listen to the way that you're feeling, and we can all feel a little bit better and understand more about what's going on. The first thing I wanted to do was, as I was getting ready to meet with you guys, I found some pictures of some kids that I had in some of my other classes who have met with the letter people over the years, and they wanted to take pictures at the end of each of their school years to show who their favorite letter person was. And they learned a lot from the letter people. They didn't just learn how to read and write and do their sounds and put words together to form sentences. They also learned about how to be friends and how to get along with other people. And so I just thought it'd be nice if you could see who some of these kids were, and also that they're all different. Did you notice that? They're all different. So let's talk about that. Mr. X was the one who was the most concerned. So maybe we can make him feel better. What? Okay. Okay. So you don't understand what's happening right now. Why do people march with all of their signs? Okay. That's a really good question, Mr. X. What? Mr. M? Okay. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Okay, so Mr. M says a man was killed, and there are a lot of people who look like him who've been hurt also. And that's making people come out, and they're marching in the streets, and they're holding signs, and they're expressing or talking about that they think everybody should be treated the same. And a lot of people are feeling really hurt and angry right now because the man was killed. His name is George Floyd. And there are a lot of other men like him, men and women, who kind of look a little bit like George Floyd. And a lot right now, we all kind of feel like that needs to stop because, as Mr. M says, we can't hurt people. We have to make sure that everybody, right, that everybody is treated the same, right? Mr. F, what? Yeah, Mr. F, yeah. It was just because of the way he looked. And I know that makes you sad. You're right. Yeah, it makes me sad too. And I'm sure that makes a lot of people who are watching this feel sad as well. I know it makes the other lot of people feel sad. And I know that it's making a lot of you guys at home. I know it's making you feel sad. What, Mr. M? Oh, okay. But why not? Okay. You don't like your munching mouth? Because some people look at you funny for the way that your mouth looks? Well, I love your mouth. I think you've got a great mouth. But you think that people look at you funny sometimes because of your mouth? Oh, gosh. What, Mr. H? Oh, you bet someone watching right now is feeling the same way, that they don't like something about themselves that makes them feel bad because they think that other people look at them that way? Okay, then they're feeling sad. Oh, that makes me feel sad that they feel sad. Yeah, what, Mr. T? Oh, but what a wonderful thing to say to your friend, Mr. M. Did you guys hear that? Mr. T said, but Mr. M's mouth is okay because it makes him different. Is it okay to be different? Should we be different? What, Mr. F? We're all different. Yeah, you're right. The one thing that makes us the same is that we all have different skin colors. you're right. I guess I hadn't noticed. Yellow skin and orange skin, blue skin and green skin, and purple skin. Yeah. That we're all the same in the fact that we all have different skin colors, right? But otherwise, we're all very different, right? Mr. X, well, he's got hands and feet. They're all mixed up. Mr. T has tall teeth. Mr. M has a munchy mouth. Mr. F has funny feet. Mr. H has horrible hair. Mr. N has a noisy nose. And being different, that does make us great. And it all makes us different. What, Mr. M? Oh, so it's good. You're right, it's good to be different. This is what helps you feel better about yourself, is that it makes you special to be different from everybody else. You know, what's this, Mr. X? Okay, good. You're starting to feel a little bit better? Good. I'm glad. What, Mr. H? Oh, yeah. That is an interesting thing. You know what, Mr. H? You're correct. If I went into a toy store, but all the toys were the same, wouldn't that be dull? Oh, if I went to a grocery store and there was only one type of food to eat all the time, you could only buy one type of food? What if that was all the same? Wouldn't that yeah. That would be dull, kind of boring if you could only ever have one kind of food, or if you could only have one kind of toy. You know what, guys? Let's do a quick imagination game. Close your eyes. I want you to just close your eyes, and I want you to just listen to my words. Imagine you got some money for your birthday, and you got to go to the toy store. And you get into the toy store, you're all excited to go in with that birthday money. And when you get in there, you open your eyes, and there's only one kind of doll. Even for the boys, there's only one doll. Maybe the boys don't even want to play with a doll. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe the boys like playing with dolls. How about the girls? Some of the girls want to play with the dolls. Some of the girls don't want to play with dolls. But you know what? That's your only choice. You can only have one doll to buy on all the shelves through the entire store. Would you want that? Just one kind of thing to buy? One thing to spend your money on? You only get to play with one type of doll forever? Only one choice? How does that make you feel? What's that, Mr. X? You feel bad about the way that you walk? Why? What? Oh, they did that for you? Oh my gosh. Mr. X didn't feel good about the way that he walks, because he walks kind of around like this, because he's got hands and feet that are all kind of mixed up. They're not in the same place as the rest of us. It's what makes him different, and he felt kind of bad about that, but yeah. Oh, the other letter people all came to your house walking on their hands and flipping over their feet and walking back on their hands to show you support. Well, that was a wonderful thing. They came and showed you support because they were your friends, and they didn't want you to feel bad anymore. They wanted you to know that you're okay the way you are. They love you the way that you are, and it's okay to be however you want to be. That's a wonderful story, Mr. X. And I'm so proud that you guys did that for your friend. How fun was that, and how supportive was that? They got behind him. What, Mr. M? I'm sorry, I have to walk over here and get closer to hear you. Oh, I remember that story too. Mr. X, can I sit you down for a moment? I need to talk to Mr. N. Okay, I'll come right back to you. Mr. N, do you remember the time? I don't even have to remind you because you, what? Same thing. Mr. N, do you guys remember that when we met Mr. N earlier this year, he was upset about his noisy nose? So what did he do? He wanted to make sure everybody got a chance to have a nose like him because we taught him that having a noisy nose was kind of funny compared to everybody else's, but it's what makes him special. It's what makes him different, right? We love it, and he learned to love it. And so remember, we made noses out of newspaper. We rolled them up and we decorated them, and then we held them over our noses like this to show Mr. N that we supported him and what makes him special. We made him feel better to know that he's just like the rest of us. We treated him fair. Excellent story, Mr. N. Oh my gosh. So, Mr. X, how do you feel? Are you feeling any better now? So you understand. Yeah. Oh, you think because Mr. M was concerned about his munching mouth and that people didn't, he thinks people look at him funny. Maybe we all could make a munchy mouth to show Mr. M that it's a great thing to have. We're going to show him support. Can you guys make a munchy mouth? I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to make my mouth really happy. Can you do that? Can you do that? Make a big, happy, munchy mouth. Just like Mr. M to show support. That warmed his heart. He loved it. Did that make you happy, Mr. M? Oh, you guys, that was so wonderful for you to do for him. You showed him support. And that's why people are marching in the streets right now and speaking out. And sometimes they're happy, and sometimes they're sad, and sometimes they're angry, and sometimes they sit in silence. But they're all together because they're trying to make a point. They're showing support for people who aren't treated the same way just because of the way that they look. And we don't want people to feel like they don't belong. We want everybody to feel like they belong, and everybody to show support because everybody should be treated the same way, shouldn't they? How do you feel now? I'm so glad, Mr. X. He says thank you to you guys for listening to his story and making him feel better. Yeah? Okay, Mr. M, Mr. F, huh? Mr. H, Mr. N. They're all so proud of you guys for listening, and they hope that you understand too that this is all to show support, right? Support your friends and support people that don't always look like you or act like you or dress like you or talk like you or walk like you, the things that they like. No matter what, we're all different, and that's a fantastic thing. All right, well, if you guys feel like you're ready to head back home, then I'm going to say goodbye for the night, and I think I'm going to say goodnight to you guys too. I hope that you are all doing well and that you feel safe and secure and that you feel loved. All right, I will see you guys again soon. Bye-bye.